I just cloned a 51,000 per month app without writing a single line of code. And the craziest part? It's completely legal. 3 weeks ago, I discovered an AI tool that can clone almost any app on the market. I tested it by copying this popular migraine tracking app, added payment processing with Stripe to make money right away, and created a fully functional business that could generate thousands in passive income. The big tech companies don't want you to know this is possible, but I'm about to show you exactly how I did it. This isn't just another make money online video. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint that anyone can follow, even if you've never coded before. Migraines are brutal, but tracking them shouldn't be. That's why we're gonna build an app that actually helps, something structured, personal, and easy to use. We'll start by writing the main prompt to Replit. Build a migraine tracking app inspired by Migraine Buddy app. Create a clean, modern landing page that highlights all app features clearly. Migraine episode logging, trigger detection, analytics dashboard, medication tracking, personalized reports, weather and sleep analysis, and a calendar view. Each feature should have a dedicated section and be accessible through intuitive navigation. The app must be mobile and desktop friendly, with smooth data input and tracking capabilities. Once that's ready, click Start Building. To build the initial prototype, we'll hit the Approve Plan and Start button. This kicks off the app building process. The initial version includes a clean, modern landing page. It already features migraine logging with details like intensity, location, symptoms, and trigger tracking. There's a dashboard showing analytics for frequency and patterns, a calendar view to track episodes over time, a trigger analysis to detect recurring patterns, and medication tracking capabilities, all structured for a smooth user experience right from the start. With the main features in place and the prototype taking shape, the next step is making sure users can interact with the app securely. A functional migraine tracker isn't complete without individual accounts, and setting up authentication is the foundation for everything that comes next. So let's head on over to Replit and ask it to add a secure login system with user registration, logout, and a responsive interface that works across devices. After a successful login, users should be taken straight to a clean, centralized dashboard that acts as their personal hub. Once that runs, the Get Started button appears in the top right corner. Clicking it brings up the login page, but right away it's clear something's missing. There's no field for email in either the registration or login forms. To fix that, I go back to Replit Agent and ask for email to be included in both login and registration. Once registered, the user lands on the homepage and clicking the profile name in the top right corner leads to the dashboard. At this point, we're gonna take a screenshot of that dashboard and go back to Replit Agent with the instruction. After successfully logging in, users should be taken directly to this dashboard. Now that it is applied, the flow updates and new users now land on the dashboard immediately after logging in. To make sure user data is being stored correctly, I go back into Replit and ask it to add a database to the project. Finally, we will test the registration and login process again. This time, everything functions as expected. Most migraine apps promise to track everything, but when it comes time to log real details, they fall apart. So this part is critical. We're building a logging feature that actually captures the full experience of an episode without friction. To get started, I'm gonna click Log Migraine, then choose Log Your First Migraine. The form opens in a browser and I begin entering the details. I'll add the start and end times, set the pain intensity, and right away we hit the snag. The pain, location, and symptom sections aren't responsive. Nothing selects. To fix that, I'll head over to Replit Agent and enter this prompt. In the migraine login feature, users can record pain intensity, scale 1 to 10, duration, start and end time, pain location on a head/face diagram, associated symptoms, nausea, aura, light sound sensitivity, and possible triggers for each episode. Make the input form clean and user-friendly. The update goes through and the layout looks better. but saving the log throws an error. I'm gonna send that message over to Replit. We'll try again, but the same error shows up. So this time, I revert the last set of instructions and start fresh. We're back on the dashboard now, trying to log another episode, but this time even more sections are broken and none of the options respond. To fix it, let's head back to Replit Agent and explain that these fields aren't selectable and need to be made interactive. Whew, that gets things moving. The selections finally respond, everything looks usable again, but when I hit save, another error pops up. I'm gonna forward that one too. After the next fix, I will try to go through the full logging process again. This time, everything works. The migraine log saves successfully, and we also have a working history section showing all past entries. Once users start logging episodes, the next step is to help them spot patterns, and the calendar is where it all comes together. We're going to enhance that view so it's not just a static display, but a visual tool that highlights intensity, duration, and daily history at a glance. To do that, I'll prompt Replit with, in the calendar view, use color codes to represent intensity or duration, and let users click any day to view full episode details. Make navigation and filtering options easy to use. Now we have a much better layout. Each day shows up with color-coded indicators, and clicking a specific date reveals the migraine episodes logged on that day. It's cleaner, more interactive, and actually useful for spotting patterns over time. Let's switch over to the analytics section. Right now, the basics are already there. Average intensity, duration, and total episode count. But we're gonna take it further. I'll head back to the main page, grab a screenshot of the design, then attach it to Replit Agent with this prompt. Design an analytics dashboard similar to the attached image that shows trends like episode frequency, average duration, trigger correlations, and treatment effectiveness. Use interactive graphs, charts, and filters so users can easily view and understand their migraine patterns. After the update, the dashboard looks way better. Everything's more visually appealing, but the buttons on the page still aren't responding. To fix that, I'll send Replit a follow-up asking to make sure every button on the page is fully functional. With that, we now have a fully working analytics dashboard. Users can generate detailed reports, download documents, view top triggers, and explore deeper migration patterns, all through interactive charts and tools that actually respond. At this point, we've got the dashboard, the migraine log, the analytics, and the calendar view, all working together. Now we're going to explore one of the most important pieces, the trigger analysis section. Inside this page, we have several built-in tools, weather analysis, sleep tracking, diet tracking, and sleep monitoring. It also highlights top migraine triggers and shows live weather conditions, all in one view. I want to improve the overall design of this trigger analysis page, so I'll go back to the main view, take a screenshot, and send it to Replit with a request to redesign the page to match the layout shown in the image. Replit processes the update, and now we have a much better design. Everything looks more organized, but the new layout isn't fully functional yet. These cards aren't responding the way they should, so I take another screenshot, attach it to Replit Agent, and let it know that every card in the page needs to work properly. Now, we're gonna take the trigger analysis one step further by integrating a weather forecasting system that doesn't just show conditions, it predicts how likely they are to trigger a migraine. To do that, let's capture a screenshot of the current view and send it to Replit Agent along with a request to build a forecasting feature. The system should analyze weather factors like barometric pressure, humidity, and temperature, then calculate a daily migraine risk score. It also needs to notify users when conditions suggest an increased risk. After the update, clicking the weather card now reveals real-time weather data and a graph that shows today's migraine risk. It works, but I want it to be presented in a pop-up card and for it to look a bit more unique. So I'll go back to Replit and ask to display this info inside a pop-up card instead. This way, when a user taps the weather integration card, a separate panel opens up with more detail, including those weather factors and the risk score. The new version rolls out with that improvement. Now, tapping the weather integration card opens a pop-up with additional data, including a 3-day forecast and a breakdown of migraine risk. If I tap deeper into it, a message appears with even more detailed insights. After setting up the weather risk assessment system, Replit Agent follows up with a question, asking how it looks and whether it provides useful information for migraine management. Let's respond that it's looking much better now, and that the additional insights are definitely helpful. Then I'm gonna ask if we can apply that same system to the other cards on the page: sleep analysis, diet tracking, and stress monitoring, using a similar structure and interaction. And just like that, the update goes through. Now we have the same interactive format across all 3 sections. Each card includes a click for details button that opens up more information, complete with logs and visual breakdowns. Next, let's focus on enhancing the sleep analysis feature. I'll ask Replit to add an option where users can manually log their sleep, analyze the quality and patterns, and then compare that information with migraine history to identify potential sleep-related triggers. Now, when a user clicks the sleep analysis card and selects click for details, it brings up a summary that includes sleep data, log sleep, and an analysis section. When a new sleep entry is logged, it gets saved and automatically added to both the data and analysis views. Remembering what you took, when you took it, and how it worked shouldn't rely on memory alone. That's where the medication tracking section comes in. Clicking into it, there's an option to add your first medication, but the form that pops up doesn't fit properly on the screen. It's hard to use on similar devices, so let's ask Replit to make it fully responsible for both desktop and mobile. After the update, the layout looks much better. Now I can enter the medication name, dosage, frequency, effectiveness, side effects, and any notes. However, hitting save medication throws an error, so I'm gonna copy that message and send it to Replit. Once the issue is fixed, let's try again, and this time the log saves successfully. All the medication details are now recorded and displayed. Now, we can all agree that trying to explain your migraine history to a doctor from memory never works. We're gonna build a reporting tool that makes these conversations easier, faster, and backed by real data. Back on the dashboard, I want to give the layout a bit more polished feel before moving forward. I take a screenshot of the current design and ask Replit Agent to redesign the card with a cleaner, more modern, and professional look. After the update, the design looks much better and adapts well on both desktop and mobile views. Next, I want to add a feature that generates personalized reports, something I can export and share directly with my healthcare providers. So I go back to Replit and type, add a feature to generate exportable migraine reports for healthcare providers. Include visual summaries like graphs, charts, treatment logs, and trigger analysis. Allow exports in formats like PDF or CSV, and make reports customizable by date range or data type. Now, a reports section has been added. It allows me to customize the report by adjusting the data range and selecting which data to include. Then I'll click Generate Report, and it says the report was successfully generated, but it doesn't save to my computer. To fix that, I return to Replit and explain that the report should be downloadable in PDF or CSV format when the Generate Report button is clicked, and that it should include all the visual summaries that we've set up in the design. The button updates and now reads Generate Comprehensive Report. Again, same result. The report is generated, but there's still no download or save option. So I'll take a screenshot of the current view, attach it to Replit Agent, and explain that users should be able to download the reports in PDF or CSV formats when they click the button. When I click to generate a report, I can now download it as a PDF or CSV file, or even print the document directly. It works! When I click to generate a report, I can now download it as a PDF or CSV file, or even print the document directly. Every great tool eventually hits the same question. How do you turn it into something sustainable? Truth be told, monetization matters. So now we're gonna add Stripe integration and introduce a simple free versus premium plan model. To get started, I'll head to Replit Agent and enter this prompt. Integrate Stripe to monetize the app. Offer a free and premium plan model. A basic daily migraine tracking and calendar to view episode history on free plan for 7 days. After 7 days, the user needs to subscribe to the premium plan for $19.99 yearly that includes all features like log migraine, calendar, analytics, triggers, medications, and migraine reports. Show the Stripe checkout for the payment process. Once the setup begins, I'll access my Stripe dashboard, copy both the secret key and public key, and paste them into Replit to complete the connection. Then, let's click Continue. With Stripe connected, we are going to register a new account to test the access flow. Even though the account is set to free plan, it still unlocks everything, which isn't right. So I ask Replit to make sure that non-premium users are automatically assigned to the free plan with limited feature access, and that the plan type is clearly displayed. After that, I now see a 7-day trial notice and a free plan label. There's also a managed subscription section that shows the current plan and gives me the option to upgrade. However, I'm still able to use premium features in a free plan. Let's take a screenshot and ask Replit to enforce proper access restrictions. Free users should only see basic tracking and analytics. Replit applies the fix, and the subscription system now correctly limits access based on the user's plan. With that working, I go to the Stripe product catalog, create a new plan, and copy the price ID. Then I return to Replit and paste it into the appropriate field. To test the full upgrade flow, I'll click Get Premium Now, which brings up the Stripe checkout. After completing the process, the app confirms the upgrade with, "Welcome to Premium. Your subscription has been successfully activated. You now have full access to all premium features." And that wraps it up. Thanks for sticking through the entire build. I hope this gave you a clear look at what's possible with the right tools and a little direction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.